How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I want us to talk about your darkest days and how these days give you strength, how they bring you forwards and how they can help you in the darkest times that are coming up in your life. Hopefully you don't get too many of them. Hopefully you don't get any of them, but we all tend to have these days, have these times in our life when just things are not going right, things might be going horribly wrong. And you have to look at these things as positive a light as you possibly can, As my grandfather said to me, there's always, behind every cloud there's a silver lining. And one of the things that, when I look back at my own life, there's certain things which just happened and I had no control over, I just, my parents dying, my wife dying, there was just something that it's inevitable that some of these things are going to happen. And, my wife dying, it was just one of those things. It's just, she was taken very early from our lives. And that was it. Very dark period in my life. And that was the darkest period in my life, I think, more than my parents dying, because you expect your parents to die at some stage in your life, but you don't expect your wife to die, especially so early. So, that really hit me hard, sent me down a spiral of drinking and just not really giving a shit about much else in my life, I sort of did some pretty stupid things back then. Did some pretty stupid things throughout my drinking career, but especially during that period. But there's no point in looking back at times like that with anything, except trying to look at it and think, well, how am I never going to do that again? How can I cope better if anything like that happens again in my life? Regret is just something that I don't want in my life. Regret is bringing the past into the present. It's bringing the pain from the past into the present. And there's no point in doing that. There's nothing to gain by doing it. You don't learn anything by doing it. You don't give yourself any positive feelings by doing it. All you're doing is giving yourself negativity. And, why would you do that? This is a beautiful world that we live in. There's some fairly shitty things happening in the world, but, at the end of the day, you personally make your own personal world as you want it to be. You make it in your mind more than anything else, and how you think. There's a time when you can look back on your past and you can look back on it from a point of view of learning, of understanding, of educating yourself. But, there's a point where you can try and fix some of the pain that you've caused either to yourself or to other people, right? I think that's a good thing to do, But regret is just, it's a fool's game, There's no point in it at all, I think when you recognize the pain in yourself or you recognize the pain in other people, it makes you a stronger person. That alone makes you a stronger person. It makes you into a worthy person, just that you understand that kind of thinking, I think when I look back at some of the times that I've gone through, and sometimes I think, yeah, Jesus, I was very weak, but other times I think, well, no, it takes a certain strength to go through times like that, It takes a certain strength to get through times like that. So, what I'm saying is that you should look at your past with as much positivity, through as much of a positive lens as you possibly can, right? There's no point in looking at it negatively, because it just makes your present thoughts negative. And, I'm all for trying to be positive all the time, trying to pick out the positivity in every situation. Even the worst situations, you can try and find a positivity. Even through the most sorrowful times, I think you can learn something. I think it was Bruce Lee that said sometimes you can see more through a tear than you can a telescope. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Just a simple one for today. If you have any questions at all, leave them down below. If you want to sign up for the Alcohol Mastery Starter Pack, a couple of different courses and ebooks, then just come over to alcoholmastery.com, give us your name and email address, and I'll get it out to you straight away. Until next time, my name is Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Take care of yourself, keep the alcohol out of your mouth, onwards and upwards. Take care. Bye now. Bye.